What's up, barbecue sauce? So, I'm already blocked on my main account going live. That post I did of the Karen haircut got me fucking blocked. I should send Chuck E. Cheese Chance a fucking... There we go. Chuck E. Cheese Chance should be here shortly. Just got back from the blood bank. I'm fucking lucky I got in there. My fucking hemoglobin was 18.3. Holy fuck. No wonder I was starting to look purple in my nose. Purple up here. My fucking hemoglobin was 18.3. They won't take you if you're above 19 without a goddamn doctor's note. There's Chuck E. Cheese Chance. So yeah, I'm Instagram deleted my post with the 4 sluts with the Karen haircut, saying I was bullying. Who the fuck was I bullying? Those are strangers as far as I'm concerned. So anyway, they deleted that post, and now I'm blocked from going live again on my main account. Such horseshit. Who the fuck would report me for posting a post about the women with the Karen haircut? Double red cell, not as good in my opinion, since you can't donate as often as whole blood. Well, in my humble opinion, I disagree with you, because when you do a double red cell donation, they spin that shit and then pump the plasma back in your arm. So I basically got my blood thinned. I got my plasma back. Whereas when you donate whole blood, you've still got thick blood. You just have less of it, and your body regenerates the plasma faster. 18 to 24 hours, you build your plasma back? I know it's fast. That's why they give you juice. Not that kind of juice. Orange juice or apple juice. So, I've got thinner blood. That makes me feel better right away. I don't know how much it affected my color. See, I'm always so red-faced. By the time your blood makes it to a recipient, those molecules have basically broken down, and there's really no more steroids in your blood. I mean, what's the half-life of testosterone cypionate is what, 12 days? So let's just say you're on TRT, and you're pinning 200 mgs of test sip a week. 12 days later, only 100 milligrams of that is still in your bloodstream. And then another 12 days, only 50 milligrams of that is in your bloodstream. And I don't know how long it takes, but I've heard by the time a steroid user's blood gets to a recipient, all those molecules have broken down. I get relief from whole donation and can donate more often. All right, that's one strategy. I agree with you. Any of us who take testosterone need to do something. And I think you can donate whole blood every 8 weeks. And I think a double red cell donation is every, 12 weeks? So being a trucker and not being home a lot, mine fits my lifestyle better. Thoughts on Jason becoming an elk? Yeah, I don't mind it. The one thing I like, the one thing that does make me feel a little better as a human being, is that when you donate just your red cells, more often than not, it's cancer patients that get those red cells. Because I believe chemotherapy kills your red cells. So when you do the double red cell donation, you're helping out people with cancer. Whereas whole blood is more often than not used in the emergency room, which is good too, but whatever makes you feel good. We're all in this thing together. It's nothing to really argue about. You like doing whole. Hey, my last 2 were whole blood. I haven't done a double red cell donation in quite some time. The last 2 times I've been to the blood center, I've done whole blood. And the last time I did it, the chick in Florida, she looked at my records and she's like, I don't want to risk you getting kicked out of the system. She's like, if you don't give whole blood once in a while, you're going to come in one time and you're going to be kicked out of the system. And I'm not exactly sure why. Even if you wait your 12 weeks, if you do a double red cell donation every 12 weeks like clockwork, eventually they want you to take a break. Which doesn't make sense because you're getting your plasma back. I know people that donate platelets, once you go over your plasma limit for the year, you're kicked out of the system. So she was just looking out for me, didn't want me to get kicked out of the system. Just said, let's just do a little bit of whole blood. So, go live with Brad. I don't need to go live with Brad. Have you ever donated sperm? Only to your father's rear end. I didn't want to say your mom. That would be disrespectful. So anyway, I'm in a good mood. I feel a lot better. 18.3, Jesus Christ, I was a walking stroke. I was a stroke ready to happen at 18.3. That's crazy. K Fitness 324, what's up, Holmes? I'll donate my spunk. What do you think about that, Dale? You don't see Dale fucking donating blood. Dale's the one in the ER fucking using up all the blood. So anyway. Yeah, dude, my fucking iron is so fucking high. The cancer patient that gets my fucking red blood cells is going to feel like they got a shot of B12. I should be using my CPAP. I don't, though. I'm a loser. I really hate that thing. You look less red today. Well, thank you. You know, the ladies at the blood center today were not wearing masks, and they had a sign up. They had a bunch of signs up on the door and at the front counter where you sign in with all sorts of bullshit about the coronavirus. And one of them was like, "Why aren't we wearing masks?" Question mark. And their answer was, we're abiding by the CDC guidelines, and we don't want to wear masks and scare off potential fucking donors. this is completely safe. So we go putting on masks when we don't normally wear masks. Who's going to feel comfortable? See, this whole mask thing is so fucking stupid. How are you keeping your strength up with gyms closed? I'm not. And I'm not letting it bother me. I just drooled on myself. I haven't taken any Propecia or Cialis in a while. Yeah, this whole mask thing is stupid. And the self-quarantine thing is stupid. See, the way to end a fucking outbreak is you let everybody get it, you let everybody recover, and then your herd immunity goes up, H-E-R-D. Your herd, like a herd of cattle. We're a human herd. And even though as individuals, our immunity varies from person to person, but we still have a herd immunity, like our group as a whole. So if we all get the virus and we all recover from it and we all build up the antibodies, our herd immunity goes up. Yeah, we're going to lose some people along the way, but all this mask wearing bullshit and the self-quarantine, all we're doing is slowing down the spread. And because basically, from what I've been learning, you can't stop a virus. A virus is going to stick around until basically everybody gets it. It's how they work. This whole thing was about hospital beds. This had nothing to do with protecting us, because all we're doing is slowing the spread down. See, the whole thing's fucking political. I mean, Trump can't have people dying in the streets because the hospitals are full. So, because it's an election year, we all must suffer. You say that until your mom gets it. Yeah, but she's going to get it regardless. Like, what do you think if we all fucking sit inside our houses for 6 weeks, that a bunch of people aren't going to get it? It doesn't work that way. Everybody's going to get it. Everybody. You would have to live in like the Himalayan mountains or the Amazon rain jungle, miles from human contact, to not get this thing. This thing is a monster. And I'm not saying it's a monster. But and it's a horrible death. I mean, dying on a ventilator, fucking horrible, man. I don't wish that on anybody. But you know what? We're suffering as a society, and we're really not saving many lives. Because from what I've been reading and listening to on the, actually reading, I don't want to lie to you, I don't read. I listen to the radio. I listen to AM radio almost exclusively while I'm driving. I can't listen to any more goddamn music. I'm so musiced out. So I listen to a lot of talk radio. And from what I'm hearing about the COVID-19, is nobody, now I don't want to say nobody, most people don't ever come off the fucking ventilator. When you go on the ventilator, you need to say goodbye to your friends and family. Because most people, the only way you're coming off that ventilator is in a body bag. Okay? This thing kills people. I don't want you to think I'm downplaying this. It kills people. I just think we should have let it sweep through the fucking country, and let it. Because now, there have been 0 deaths in Wyoming, I believe. So, Wyoming, the people don't have the goddamn antibiotics. I'm slurring. I'm on my first beer, and I'm already fucking up words. So, this fall, we think this thing is over. And some asshole tourist is on their way up to Wyoming to go see Yellowstone National Park. And the good people of Wyoming don't have the fucking herd immunity for this thing. And some jackass from fucking San Diego's fucking has it for the second time, because you're only immune to it for a few months once you have it. If it swings back through during the next flu season, you can get it again. So, it's like the people, like West Virginia. Do they even have a second death yet? They were at 1 death forever. I mean, so some asshole from Virginia goes on once everything opens up, some asshole from Virginia goes on vacation in West Virginia where the people haven't been exposed to it, and it starts over. It starts over. We're prolonging the agony here. We're putting Band-Aids on a fucking head wound. Sometimes it's if someone's got a head wound, sometimes the humane thing to do is let them bleed out. Oh, Jay, wait till your mom gets it. Yeah, okay, I agree. But what are we supposed to do? Fucking keep borrowing trillions of dollars and sending out free money? Dude, we can't afford these bailout checks. Like, I know nothing about economics. I've never taken an economics class in my life. And I've got a 4-year Bachelor of Science. And, I never took economics as an elective. I don't know anything about it. I still think I know more about economics than Barack Obama, but that's another story. We can't, the interest on that $2.2 trillion stimulus bill, we can't afford just the interest. I heard a figure, and I've heard it several times, not just from one person, that this $2.2 trillion stimulus bill is going to wind up costing us $6 trillion. Double red cell is usually every 16 weeks compared to 8. Just looked it up. Thought it was 12, but I trust you. So we just shut down a $22 trillion economy to borrow 2.2 that's really going to wind up being 6. Okay? You don't need a degree in economics from the Wharton School of Business at the University of Pennsylvania to figure out that's not sustainable. Okay? The American economy produces about $22 trillion a year. Okay? So take 22. Make that a 0. Now borrow 2.2, but that becomes a 6. So now you're at minus 6 plus the original 22. You just lost $28 trillion. 28 trillion. That's more than what we owe right now. I know it sounds cold and calloused, but I'm no fan of Sweden. Not the people, the government. Sweden is basically a socialist shithole with a bunch of Muslims now. But Sweden is asking the elderly and people with compromised immune systems, please, for your own protection, stay home. But everybody else is going to work. Sweden went the save the economy route. And I believe Sweden is probably at about 500 dead so far from the COVID-19. See, that's the way you handle an outbreak. You quarantine the vulnerable people of your population. And with this particular strain of the coronavirus, it seems to really attack people over 65 and people with any kind of existing cardiopulmonary complication and compromised immune systems. Like, if you got lupus or Crohn's disease, you don't want to get anywhere near this thing. But that's the way you handle an outbreak. You quarantine the vulnerable people, you quarantine the sick, and then you let the rest of your population fucking get it, fight it, beat it, and your herd immunity goes up. What we're doing with this quarantine bullshit, our herd immunity is going down. So, 5-year-old died yesterday, no existing issues. Yeah, there's gonna be some fucking sob stories. I mean, I'm sorry. It's called life, you know? I mean, in the 1950s, when kids were dying of polio, you know, we didn't shut down the economy. Just, swimming pools and places like that where kids were passing around polio were shut down. The vulnerable people in the population, like grown-ass men didn't stop going to work during the polio epidemic of the 1950s. Grown-ass men went to work. This is goddamn America. America. You quarantine the weak, the elderly, and the compromised. We're doing this fucking ass backwards. And you guys know I'm a Trump supporter, and I'm always going to be a Trump supporter because what am I going to... Oh, you think I'm going to switch to Joe Biden over the way Trump handled this COVID-19? No, absolutely not. But I don't like the way Trump handled this. And I'm not going to keep my mouth shut just because I'm a Trump supporter. This is goddamn America. I'm allowed to state my opinion. If you don't like my opinion, turn it off and go jump in a lake for all I care. But I think the only reason we shut down the goddamn economy is because this is an election year. Okay? We can't have full hospital beds and no ventilators and people dying in the streets waiting in line to get a hospital bed all over the goddamn media in an election year. And that's the fucking truth. And if you have a different version of the truth, okay, I don't even want to argue with you. But that's what I believe. Because I'm telling you what, we're in 2020? If we were in 2021 And Trump was already in his second term and never had to worry about running for anything ever again, we wouldn't be shutting down the goddamn economy, because Trump would have handled it like Sweden. Yeah, Joe Biden takes coke? I doubt it. I'll tell you what, though. Joe Biden, I don't even want to get into his... At least he doesn't hate America. I may disagree with Joe Biden on a lot of things, but Joe Biden doesn't hate the American way of life like his boss did, Barack Obama. I think it'd be hard to turn down the vice presidency of the United States, but man, you're making a deal with the devil, going to work for Barack Hussein Obama. That's just bad, bad, bad. I mean, look what Hillary took the Secretary of State job from him. Ruined her career. Oh, who cares if someone did coke? Shit. Bill Clinton did coke. George W. Bush did coke. Barack Obama did coke. We've had at least 3 presidents who've snorted cocaine and smoked marijuana. I don't have a problem with that. You know, Diana Maybrook. Yeah, but Biden's time is passed him by. He's just... The poor guy has early onset dementia, because he's not that old. What is he, 77? 77 doesn't have to be old anymore. There's a lot of 77-year-olds that, kick your fucking ass in the boxing ring. Or kick your ass in a fucking 10-mile run. Or in the swimming pool. 77 doesn't have to be old, but Joe Biden's brain isn't there anymore. And I'll tell you what, these debates are going to be fucking nasty, because Joe is going to stumble, and Joe is going to forget what he's talking about. And I don't know how much experience you guys have with people, starting to go into dementia. In the early stages of Alzheimer's and dementia, right after confusion comes anger, because they don't realize they're the one that's confused. They think everybody else is playing a trick on them. So they get really fucking angry. And if that happens to Joe on stage, I'll tell you what, if Trump goes in for the kill shot, which is going to be his first instinct, I'm telling you, it'll hurt him. It'll hurt him. I think, I don't know. I don't know any. I've never worked on a political campaign, and I don't know anything about poll numbers. I'm just a homeless trucker, I'm almost thinking, if we see Joe Biden get really confused on stage and kind of forget why they're there, why, what are we doing? And then he goes into the anger because he thinks everybody else is trying to trick him. I don't think the DNC is going to throw in the towel. And I'm almost wondering, this is a theory of mine, that if Trump could like put his hand over the microphone, I know that won't really do much. It's just a symbolic action. Put your hand over the microphone. Look over at Joe. Look at the panel. Shake his head no. And try and stop the thing. I'm telling you, if Joe Biden fucking loses it, which I predict, and Trump can show just a glimmer of compassion, I think that'll gain him some votes with the independents. Because if he goes in there and tries to fucking bury Grandpa while Grandpa's confused, you're going to lose votes. I mean, this is America. You don't gang up on Grandpa while Grandpa is confused. You know what I mean? Chuck E. Cheese Ranch, I agree with you 100%. It's no different than what the Democrat or what the Republicans did against Barack Obama. They pretty much gave up. They didn't want to try and win. They figured they were going to lose to Barack Obama. So you nominate a fucking moderate, a member of the establishment, John McCain, and then 4 years later, Mitt Romney, and you go down in flames with a fucking moderate. Because when you go down in flames with a moderate, it affects your base the least. If the Democrats nominated Bernie and just went on a hair and a whim and tried to win it and went down in a ball of flames, a lot of their base is going to leave. So the safe thing to do is nominate a moderate and just take one on the chin. I mean, I voted for John McCain and I voted for Mitt Romney. And, 12 and 8 years later, I'm embarrassed I voted for those two cocksuckers. I'm not saying I would switch my vote and vote for fucking Obama. Would never do that. But the fact that I fucking voted for McCain and Romney makes me fucking sick. I mean, we should have nominated goddamn Mike Huckabee or someone right wing. I mean, Governor Mike Huckabee could have got as many votes as John McCain. I liked, God, who's that guy that was in the Reagan administration? I think he was even in the Nixon administration. He's more on, he's more of an analyst on TV and radio nowadays. He's old. Real hardcore right-winger. Pat Buchanan. Yes. We should have nominated Pat Buchanan to run against Barack Obama. If you're going to fucking lose, take a fucking long shot. But the Democrats or the Republicans did the safe thing, like, hey, we can't beat this young fucking smooth-talking fucking jive turkey. So let's just put up a moderate so we don't piss off our base. Come on, man. Huckabee is insane. I like Mike Huckabee. Come on. I like Pat Buchanan a lot better. I am pretty fucking ultra right wing without all the religion. Like I don't need all that religion. And I think I talked about this last night, that I'm more of a Darwinist. I was listening to this wacko scientist on the radio I think it was yesterday, and he was talking about Darwinism, and he's like talking about how the cheetah is at the stage of evolution where it is the perfect form to kill gazelles. And then he brought up gazelles. At this point in evolution, gazelles are the perfect form to escape a cheetah. So you have two animals that coexist, and through Darwinism, and I don't think they call it evolution. Evolution has more to do with humans, but so through, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of years, the cheetah and the gazelle have become perfect creatures. One is perfect at killing the other, and the other is perfect at eluding the other. That's fucking beautiful, man. I mean, maybe that's God. I mean, that's perfect. If there's a God, he's behind that whole thing. So I'm more of a Darwinist, natural selection. I don't fall into the religious trap. I mean, I don't want to call myself an atheist, because I think atheists are assholes. Like, I don't want to... When you label yourself something, it's like you're joining a gang. Like, I don't want to join that atheist gang, because I really don't like those people. I personally, if I had to drink some beers with some people and hang out, I'd rather hang out with some Christians than hang out with a bunch of atheists. And I just won't bring up religion. That's why elk antlers go backwards, to protect their neck from mountain lion attacks. Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. Now that we're talking about mountain lions, I believe the Latin name for a mountain lion is Panther tigris. They are in the tiger species, in the panther family. Dude, I'm no animal expert, but they're basically panthers. And the mountain lion, or the panther, has many different names depending where you live. Like in Michigan, we call them cougars. In Florida, they call them panthers. Out west, they call them mountain lions. And it's all the same goddamn cat. I think mountain lions are cool as fuck. I'm agnostic. It means you don't believe, but also leave it open to be proved wrong. Yeah, that sounds reasonable to me. So, might get one of those hot Christian chicks that are curious about fornication after a few beers. got that right, son. I don't know. Hey, Dale Chance married a virgin. Poor Dale. Pennsylvania, it's a Nittany Lion. I don't know exactly what Nittany means. Oh, that's the Penn State mascot. I knew what you meant. I'm a college football fan. I know who Penn State's mascot is. Yeah, I don't have a problem with Penn State. I mean, obviously I don't root for them because they're in Michigan's division of the Big Ten, but I don't have a problem with Penn State. I really hate Ohio State, Notre Dame, and the Gators. Throw Alabama in there, too. That woman changed my life. That's a great quote. Poor Dale. The place between mountains, not a valley. That's what Nittany means? I don't know what you're talking about. Doesn't Penn State call their stadium Happy Valley? Tell you what, that is one brutal place to play at night. Oh, Penn State, man, they always try and schedule Michigan at night. Fuck. Michigan sucks at night. I know some of you guys that aren't big-time sports fans, you're like, why does that matter? Fucking, how do those black kids know if it's day or night or what time it is? They're used to running from the police at night. No, Michigan is a 12 o'clock noon on Saturday football team. Maybe 3:30. You schedule Michigan at 9 o'clock at night, primetime television, under the lights, they're going to lose. Now, not 100% of the time. I'm just telling you the odds. Michigan is a 12 o'clock noon, maybe 3:30 kind of football team. Any of you guys that gamble, that's a real good piece of information right there. Yeah, autocorrect is bullshit. Maryland Terps. Maryland's in the Big Ten. I feel bad for Maryland. Jesus Christ. Look at the division that Maryland plays in. You got Ohio State, Michigan, Michigan State, Penn State, Rutgers, Maryland. Fuck. What the fuck? I gotta play those people every fucking year? That's just my division? Jesus Christ. How the fuck are you supposed to play Ohio State, Michigan, Michigan State, Penn State, and Rutgers is no powerhouse, but Rutgers. And I'll tell you what, those Rutgers Maryland games are probably fucking battles because nobody wants to be last in their division. So when Rutgers and Maryland get together, those kids are probably fucking punching each other fucking in those piles, pinching the other guy's belly, whatever you can do. Yeah, I got no problems with a fucking Maryland Rutgers football game. some people say, oh, those two teams suck. Okay. You want to go there, brah? Those teams don't suck because those teams play Ohio State, Michigan, Michigan State, Penn State every year. Those kids are warriors. You got to be a man to go play football in Maryland or fucking Rutgers. You better be careful who you call a team that sucks. I don't know what low division means. Didn't Michigan State's head coach just retire? Nick Trigili. Oh, he's a pro bodybuilder. Come on, man. So's Mark Lubliner. So's Mack Truck. I got a really good question. Has Mark Lubliner ever done a pro show after getting his pro card? Has Mack Truck ever done a pro show after getting his pro card? Lubliner is a great boxer. Really? Dude, I'm willing to bet a toe. Like, if I lose, I'll let you take a hatchet and cut off my pinky toe. That you say Mark Lubliner is a pro bodybuilder and a good boxer. I'll bet if Mark Lubliner could beat me in just a backyard brawl, I'll let you chop off one of my toes with a hatchet. And that's what I think of Mark Lubliner. Like, I'm not going to say that about a lot of people. Trust me. But, if you're willing to bet a toe, you're pretty confident someone can't kick your ass. Like, I'm trying to think of someone else that I would bet my pinky toe. I really can't think of anybody. I mean, hitting the bag. Hitting the bag is great exercise. Jesus Christ. If I had a coach who got me to hit the bag, fuck. It'd make me a better man. But that's not going to make you a better brawler. Because think about it. The average fight lasts about 30 seconds. And it's on the ground within about the first 10. So, all that bag work Mark Lubliner's done, and he winds up on the fucking turf with the bedroom bully, he's done. 5'4", you know. Let go of me. I want to box. I'm a pro bodybuilder. Shut up, Pipsqueak. Big J, checking in from the road. Man, I feel good after that. Oh, getting my blood thinned. I think for someone like me, who had a hemoglobin of 18.3, just going in and giving a couple of pints of whole blood doesn't make you feel better as quickly as what I did with my double red cell donation, and then them putting the plasma back in my arm. Because now I got thin blood, and I feel fucking great. But I waited too long. Oh shit, Pomps is on here. Hey Pomps, we all got our tinfoil hats on. We realize that this is a government conspiracy and 90 million Americans are about to die in the next 5 days. Jay, what's your favorite city to drive through or stay in? I don't know. It's a great question. I'm trying to. Okay, I'll tell you what. I can't answer that question. I'm going to tell you where I've had the best time. Warner Robins, Georgia, which is an Air Force town. There's an Air Force base in Warner Robins, Georgia. My truck was broke down and at the Freightliner dealership for like 18 days. And I got a hotel room that was right next door to a fucking great bar. And the hotel had an outdoor pool. And most military towns have kick-ass gyms. And Warner Robins had 2. You go to a military town, they're gonna have some bands and they're gonna have some chains at the fucking gym. Because you got some boys that take the shit seriously there. So when I was in Warner Robins, Georgia, the 2 gyms there, I remember one of them was named Dino's. And I forget the name of the other one. The other one that I really liked. And, yeah. Hanging out. Because I don't have a problem with the military. You know, like, I don't have a problem with cops. So, yeah, Warner Robins, I had a blast. Is that the most, like, I don't need to be in, like, Hollywood to have a good time. Or like Big Lenny, go somewhere like Las Vegas where there's tranny bars. I don't want that. I want to go to a bar where I can have a cigarette and they're playing, like some Waylon Jennings on the fucking jukebox. Yeah, I love Warner Robins, Georgia. I had a blast there. You guys, Pomps was, you guys don't know this, but Pomps was on the show The X-Files. He was one of the 3 members of the Lone Gunman. Fuck the Hoover Dam. There's some good gyms in Vegas, too. Vegas is so fucking hot. And I couldn't even get any of the Misfits to hang out with me at the pool when we were in Vegas. Because they all wanted to go up to their rooms and nap. Because they all wanted to go out at night and film Lenny sucking black dick. So, let me ask you guys. We should do a poll. You're in Las Vegas with the Delray Misfits. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's fucking 90 degrees. Would you rather hang out in the resort pool, belly deep in the water, having a nice cold drink with Jay Masters? Or would you rather be back in your room resting so you could follow Lenny around and watching him suck black dick? That's what it came down to. There was somewhat of a civil war in Las Vegas, and no one took my side. No one. I'm calling out to Delray Misfits right now. When we were in Las Vegas, not one of you pussies wanted to hang out with me at the pool bar and drink while the sun was out and use the pool and look at pussy. You all went back to your fucking rooms to nap. Faggots. Because you wanted to go out to that tranny bar with Lenny and watch Lenny suck black dick. And then Andrew wound up not even going out that night. Andrew stayed home. Yeah. Sure he did. You guys know that? Did you guys ever have that friend in high school? Like he was a pretty cool dude. You'd be like, "Hey man, we know about a party. You want to go? We can pick you up." Nah, got a lot of shit going on.